Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is ThePromG and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, what I'm going to be bringing you is the monthly manga haul for the month of April. Now April actually happens to be my birthday month. In fact, my birthday was a couple days ago. So needless to say, I went a little bit crazy this month. I justified a lot of these purchases as birthday gifts to myself, whether that be true or not. But yeah, I picked up around 80 volumes this month, which is pretty similar in size to last month. So next month, I'm definitely going to slow it down a little bit, I promise. Fingers crossed. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see what I picked up in the month of April. So the first thing I picked up this month is volume 1 to 10 of Anushiki, and I can see them behind me. I just happen to have 2 copies of like the first 3 volumes, so yeah, the full set that I read is behind there. I have a couple that I'm trying to get rid of, but yeah, Anushiki 1 through 10, I've actually read this all too, read it all in one night, by Hiroya Oku, the writer of Ganz, my favorite series of all time, obviously, or my least favorite, depending on what video you watch. This series was great. I enjoyed the artwork a lot, and the storytelling was very similar to that of Ganz in certain ways. And yeah, I just had a really great time reading this. And I will say that I do enjoy Ganz better, but that doesn't discredit this story at all. I really enjoyed this throughout all 10 volumes. I could not put it down. The story was really good, and the ending did not disappoint at all. Left me thinking for a little bit, but yeah, Anushiki is a great series. If you have read Ganz, or if you haven't, I definitely recommend checking out Anushiki. I forgot to mention that I'm also going to be doing a manga review of this series, probably recording it today or tomorrow and uploading it sometime next week, hopefully, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and read the story and see what you think for yourself, but make sure to watch that video when it comes out. Now the second thing that I picked up this month is the All You Need Is Kill 2-in-1. This is the manga that inspired, I believe it was Edge of Tomorrow was the movie, art by Takeshi Obata. He illustrated Death Note and Bakuman, so the art is familiar, as you may be able to tell from the cover. But yeah, I absolutely loved this volume, or 2 volumes I guess. Again, I read this all in one sitting, just could not put it down. Really interesting premise that I'd never experienced in a manga before. Really enjoyed the setting of this, the story. Some things were kind of confusing about it, but you know, I'll let it slide for being only a 2-volume series. But overall, really enjoyed this. This is a really cheap option for someone who's new to manga collecting. If you want a really good story for like less than $10 new, I got this used, but I think it's like around $10 new on Amazon. Definitely go pick this up if you're looking for something that's affordable and just a great story all around. Now the next lot of books I picked up is kind of special, being that I only paid $5 for this whole lot, and that is some One Piece volumes. Now I think there's around 9 or 10 volumes here. I'll kind of show the spines off. Some assorted volumes, I'm missing a couple, including like the first volume. But yeah, we have volume 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 7, 8, 9, and 34, kind of out of order. I'm holding this really weird, I realized. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever had any One Piece volumes. I have a friend who really loves One Piece, and he always tells me to read it or watch it. So maybe I will if I pick up the volumes I'm missing, including the first one, for a good price. Then maybe I will get into this. Obviously, it's cheaper to get the box sets, and I own now about half of the first box set. So yeah, pretty good deal getting these all for $5. All I had to do was pay the $5 shipping. The manga itself was free, I guess you could say, even though I paid money. But yeah, definitely a great value considering about one of these volumes is $5 used, and I got around 10 of them for the same price. I definitely recommend looking for manga used on Manga Swap on Reddit, because just like this, you'll find some incredible deals every so often. I remember sometime a couple months ago, No Longer Human, all 3 volumes, sold for $20. That's probably the most memorable deal I've seen in recent memory. Manga Swap on Reddit is a great subreddit if you're not in there already, for some amazing manga deals just like this. So the next thing I picked up this month is some assorted volumes of Door. Now these actually start off my collection, and if you know these books or you own them, you'll know that they're actually really heavy when you hold them. Also, I'm going to put these down. Really high quality books and surprisingly heavy when you have them all together, but I'm going to show off some covers here. We have volume 1 and volume 3, just incredibly detailed covers and artwork. I picked these all up in an eBay lot for around $100, which is pretty good considering some of these volumes in here are actually kind of out of print. You can't get them on Right Stuff New. You can get them for a little bit above retail on some places. So yeah, I ended up paying about $10 per volume, which is pretty good considering the availability of some of these volumes. If you look at the spines, you'll see I'm missing some of the rare ones like 14, 4, and 5, but those are coming in next month. I've already ordered those, and I will be on track next month to completing this entire series. Haven't started yet, but I figured that since some of these volumes are getting harder to find, what better time to pick up the series than right now while I have nothing better to do than just read manga all day and do schoolwork and stuff. Read manga first, then schoolwork. Definitely can't wait to start reading Door once I finish up some other series that I'm reading right now. But yeah, definitely glad to have my hands on these volumes that are becoming harder to find by the day. Next up, we have a staple in these manga haul videos, that being some volumes of Ganz. I ordered volume 33, 35, and 36. These two, not rare, but this one, actually, if you look for listings on this, it's around like $70 to $80 everywhere you look. And I have this new sealed, which is extremely rare to have for these rare Ganz volumes. But I actually got this for around $15 from a website that I'd never ordered before. Someone on Reddit hooked me up with the website, and surprisingly it was legitimate, ordered in the plastic just as described. Before you ask, you can no longer get it from that site. Huge shout out to the person on Reddit who told me about the website. I really didn't want to have to pay $50 for this like I did for volume 37. Don't tell my parents I did that. But yeah, on a kind of related note, I just checked this morning and there was actually an eBay listing for the full set of Ganz in English, and the series has historically gone for around $600 to $700 in the higher range, but this listing actually sold for $2,100. And knowing that it's going for that numbers now, really assuring. I definitely feel this was a worthy investment. But above all that, Ganz is just an amazing series. I've said it time and time again. If you pick it up at the omnibuses, or if you have the dough to shell out for your stimulus check to buy it in the singles, definitely recommend reading the series any way you can. I really cannot recommend Ganz enough. Now, I don't usually buy from Barnes & Noble, partly because of their packaging. They just kind of throw your books in a box, and the other half being that the prices are obviously retail price, which you can usually find manga for less than that. The only exception is when they have a sale, such as a buy two, get one free sale. They actually had one this month, and I took advantage of it. I bought the first 3 Vagabond Visbigs. You can see the spines here. They have that portrait, the iconic, probably the best spines in all of manga, depending on who you ask. So yeah, I picked up the first 3 Visbig omnibuses. These are 3-in-1 volumes. I think 36 volumes in total, 12 omnibuses. I think there's 37 volumes out though, but the series has been on hiatus for God knows how long, so who knows when we'll be getting the 13th omnibus. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this series. It's one that I've always had my eye on just because of the astounding artwork. And yeah, the samurai genre has always kind of intrigued me, so finally got my hands on the start of it. After I read Blade of the Immortal, I'm going to go on to read Vagabond and see how it stacks up, and yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it as much as I think I will. Now, speaking of samurai, we have another classic series, arguably one of the most impactful manga series to ever come to the West, and that is Lone Wolf and Cub 1 through 28. Now, I'm not going to pull them out. You can see I have the completed series. 26 and 27 are up here. I don't know if you can see them. I didn't have enough room on my shelf, but yeah. I actually did own this series all at one point, except for like the first 5 volumes, and I sold it off because I wanted to get some quick money for some other stuff that I had to pay for at the time, and I regretted it ever since. Now, I ended up getting most of these volumes from an eBay listing, all used, but considering they're used, they're an amazing condition. Hardly any yellowing on the pages. Really glad to have this series. Probably read this after I read what I have of Vagabond, you know, gotta have an order to my backlog, but yeah, really excited to finally own this series. I'm never selling this unless I come on some hard times, but definitely learned my lesson, not going to sell it for Lone Wolf and Cub, and excited to read this once I get around to it. And finally, for the grand finale, we have almost all 14 volumes of Eden, It's an Endless World, printed in English. I'm gonna put these down so I don't drop them, because some of these are pretty rare and expensive, but yeah. Eden, considered to be a masterpiece sci-fi series, and one that I was definitely interested in, just kind of off-put by how rare some of these volumes are. Now, the first 14 volumes of the series were published by Dark Horse, as you can see, but I don't know what happened. I guess it was dropped, and the last 4 volumes were never printed in English, only in Japanese, but I will be getting those self-printed. If you didn't know, there are certain series you can just order through Reddit, or you can print them yourself, I guess, but it's really easy. And one of the things they have is volume 15 through 18 of Eden, It's an Endless World, translated to English, printed in physical books, so I don't have to read it online. Excited for that. So far, I'm just absolutely loving this series. I think I'm to volume 6, and already I can see why it's so highly acclaimed by manga readers. The characters are so deep, the story is gripping, some confusing things as I was trying to understand the story, but now the point I'm at, it's all kind of coming together, which is really, really satisfying. This is probably my favorite series that I've been reading this month. Really impressed with it, for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, the characters, the world, the story, all really intricate and satisfying when it all comes together. So yeah, if you can find this series for a good price, definitely go pick it up. Even if you're just a rare manga hunter and you like collecting stuff that's rare just to collect it, please read the series if you come across it. You're doing yourself a huge disservice by not doing so. Even if you're not going to buy these physically, but you read it online, definitely go check this out if you haven't already. You will not regret it. So that's going to wrap up this monthly manga haul for the month of April. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So yeah, this has been ThePromG. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, hope to catch you in the next one.